Hey everybody, this is Greg Gossett from Gossett Trading and Mentoring Live, and today is Monday, January 13th, 2020, and we again find ourselves in the final hour of the trading day. I mention this each day, but in my opinion, the most valid prices to make your buying and selling decisions from are the prices as close as you can get them to the close of the market. During the day, you have the algorithms, you have the day traders fighting it out, battling it out. I consider it a lot of noise. In the last hour, and particularly in the last few minutes of the day, the large financial institutions, the market makers come in, move the prices to what, in my opinion, are the most valid prices of the day. So that is why I make the majority of my buying and selling decisions right in the last few minutes of the day. Although today I did make one intraday trade, and I'll go over that with you as well. So, all right, Steve Burns, hey buddy, what's going on? I know Steve's having a good day. Steve says, hi Greg, I'm having a great day. Beyond Etsy, KMX, and SSO overnight. I know, you got the trifecta, my friend. I'm proud of you. Thank you. Happy for you, and thank you so much for coming, Steve. It's always an honor and a privilege to have you here, and I'm going to be showing these trades because these are outstanding trades that you have. Unbelievable trades. So thanks for coming, my friend. Shelton Johnson, hey Shelton, how you doing? Good afternoon to you as well. And Shelton says good afternoon to everyone. So I hope everyone had a good weekend. And hopefully we'll have a good trading week this week. It's starting out pretty good so far, right? So listen, the plan for today, first of all, we're going to go ahead and run the U.S. legal disclaimer. We're going to come back. We're going to take a look at my current positions. We're going to talk about when I bought them, why I bought them, and how I'm going to manage them going forward. After that, we're going to do a small little segment on trader psychology. In my opinion, it's very important to learn your technicals, your support, your resistance, indicators, all this kind of stuff. But once you've learned that, making a plan and following your plan is a different story. You can know everything about chart reading, but still not be able to follow your plan. So if you're finding yourself not being able to follow your plan, you've got some work to do, right? So, we need to be disciplined when we make a plan. We need to be disciplined so we can follow that plan. It's extremely important. Without it, I just don't think you're going to make it in this business. So if you're finding yourself not following your plan, reduce your position size, get somebody to watch over you, get a risk manager to make sure that you are making the trades and you're following your plan. After that, we're going to go down through my watch list. We're going to go down through each stock one by one. We're going to take a look at the support levels, resistance levels. We're going to look at indicators such as MACD, RSI, moving averages, ATR channels. And the way that I view trading is I look at one indicator as a potential group of buyers, and I look at another indicator as a potential group of buyers. And if you want to put yourself in the best position to have a profitable trade, you want to be with as many groups of buyers as possible. So logically, you want to wait for indicators to line up. So you have a confluence or a combination of indicators lining up at the same price, and in my opinion, that gives you the best chance of having a profitable trade. So requirement number one, look for a confluence or a combination of indicators lining up. Requirement number two, make sure you have a good risk to reward ratio based upon the resistance levels above you and the support levels beneath you. I prefer to have at least a 2-to-1 risk to reward, meaning that if I'm going to risk $100, I can make $200 on the trade based upon the resistance above, support below. And then thirdly, make sure that you do not have too many correlated positions. It's very important not to have all of your stocks in tech or all of your stocks in healthcare. It's important that you have a diverse portfolio, so you don't have all your eggs in one basket. And I think it's a good idea too to look at gold, silver, oil, bonds, something outside of the stock market as well to give you even more diversification. So 3 requirements when we go down through the list. 1, look for a confluence or a combination of indicators. 2, look for a good risk to reward ratio. And 3, make sure you do not have too many correlated positions. So I'll go down through the list. If I find something that meets my criteria, all 3 criteria, I'll go ahead, take a position at the end of the day. And then when the market closes, if anybody has any questions for me, happy to answer them, happy to clarify anything I discussed today, maybe that I wasn't clear on. If you'd like me to take a look at any particular symbols, please just type them in the chat, into the chat. and I'll get to those most likely after the market closes. But if you do have a symbol that you think would be interesting or helpful for the rest of the group to look at, and you'd like me to give you my opinion on that before the market closes, maybe put a star by it just so I know that it's time sensitive. All right, so that is the plan. So I'm going to go ahead and run the legal disclaimer, and I will be back in about 40 seconds. Thank you.
This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Please carefully read and/or listen to the U.S. government required disclaimer before watching this video or live stream broadcast. The video link and disclaimer text are located in the description section of this video or live broadcast, here and here. Thank you so much.
All right. Hey, JT's here. Good to see you. Hi, Greg. I bailed out of Beyond Meat today. Okay, good. I'm so glad you had that, JT. We're going to go over that in a minute, but that's a fantastic trade. I know a few of you had that. Marco had it. JT has it. Steve Burns has it. So, man, what a trade. What a trade. Thanks for coming, JT. Hey, Gamer Squad. Hey, David. Good to see you, my friend. Hope you had a good weekend. Thank you so much for coming by. Mount Doji. Hey, buddy. How was your trip to Costa Rica? Man, that sounds fun. Hope you are all doing well. Thank you. Appreciate that, Mount Doji. Hope you're doing well as well. I still have you down for ARCE. I'm not sure if you're in that trade or not. Glendim, hey, how you doing? Good to see you. Good day. Happy to PayPal. Heading up. Oh, I did see PayPal up earlier today. Fantastic. Marco, what's going on, my friend? How you doing? Good to see you. Hope you're having a good evening. And do you still have Beyond Meat, Marco? So, all right. So I forgot to mention, so Dow Jones is up 50 points, 52 points, 0.18%. NASDAQ much stronger today, up 81 points, up 8.9%. And the S&P is up 0.57%. So the clear winner there is the NASDAQ, and the laggard of the day is the Dow. So, all right. Well, let's get started. So first on deck is the famous S&P trade. So I do buy the S&P every single day at the close. I sell it first thing the next morning. It has nothing to do with support, resistance, technicals. It has to do with the long-term back-tested study from Lizanne Saunders. This study is from all the way back from 1993. With this option, or with this approach, you have two different options that they tested. The first approach was buying the SPY at the open each day and selling it at the close each day. So buy the open, sell the close, buy the open, sell the close. If you would have used this approach since 1993, you'd have actually returned a negative 13.9% return for all your work. However, if you did the opposite, which is what I do, and I buy the SPY at the close each day and sell it first thing the next morning. So buy the close, sell the next morning, buy the close, sell the next morning. If you would have used this approach since 1993, you'd actually returned a positive 634.2% return. And I love this chart. It shows you that if you have an edge in the long run, how it can work out for you. There's ups and downs in between. You always have to be aware of this. They're always going to come. But in the long run, if you have an edge, this is how it can play out. The blue line is the buy in the afternoon, sell in the morning. The orange line is the buy in the morning, sell in the afternoon. There's a clear difference in the performance. So that being said, all right, so I did buy the SPY Friday at the end of the day at 325.71. Sold it this morning here at 326.40. So it was a bit of a rough start to the year when we had the Iran situation going on, where we had some big overnight gaps. But last 3 days, 4 days, buy the close, sell the open, buy the close, sell the open, buy the close, sell the open, buy the close, sell the open. So nice trade today, and grateful to print some green ink after after those first few days starting in January. So I will be buying this again at the end of the day and rinse and repeat, selling it first thing tomorrow morning. I did have a trade here. I was sitting at the computer and I did notice this setup, and so I did decide to take it. I don't do a lot of intraday trading, but sometimes when I see a really nice setup, I just go ahead and take it. And this is on a 5-minute chart. This is on the SPY. Here we closed below the -1 ATR channel. We rallied back up into the value zone. We had down, down. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Underneath the -1 ATR channel, rally into the value zone, couple days down. Then the trigger was this beautiful V1. Here's day one, here's day two. Day one washes out day one, washes out the low, and then closed above the close. In addition to that, we tested this previous low, which is always good. And so we bought it here, up, 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 up. And then here it lost the 70 RSI on the 5-minute time frame. So really nice trade. About a half an hour, but really nice. Like I said, I don't do a lot of intraday trading, but when I see something set up that looks really good like that, I did take it, and it immediately went my way. So that is helpful. All right, so I'll get rid of this. And this. And then, of course, I'm going to buy the SPY again at the end of the day, as usual. All right, Walmart. So Walmart has not participated here, unfortunately. I did buy this back here on the 8th of January. We went under the 30, back over the 30. We rejected the -3rd ATR channel. 90% of prices fail at the -3rd ATR channel. So that was one indication that it might go up. The other indication was that it went under 30 and back over 30. So I had a confluence there. Next day did exactly what I wanted it to, moved up nicely, did hit 2 profit targets, I remember, on this day, but then Friday gave back but did hold the previous low. It did get above 1 ATR from my entry, so when that happens I start trailing a stock so that I don't give it all back, but it did hold above the previous day's close, so I did hold it today. Doesn't look like it's going to hold above the previous day's low there. So anyway, this one's a losing trade. Unfortunately, I'm going to get out of this at the end of the day because my approach calls for it, right? All right. All right, utilities. So I did buy XLU, which is a utility ETF. I bought it back here on the 9th of January. Reason I bought it was we were above the 1 ATR channel. We came back into the value zone. The value zone is between this green line and this green line, or the 1 ATR and the -1 ATR. Did come back in, but then rallied and failed. We made a lower high. Whenever I make a lower high, I need to wash out that previous low. Well, this day did it, washed out that previous low. Then we had some nice sidewards movement here. I was looking to buy a V2 here. Here's day one, here's day two, here's day three. Day two washes out day one. Day three did not close above day one's close, so I didn't get my trigger, but I like the formation. It did paint a green triangle here. A green triangle basically is when you have a V1 to the downside. See how we have a high? We washed out the high and then we close below. This is a bearish pattern, but if you have a bearish pattern that immediately gets reversed with a positive pattern, that's when I would take that. So the setup was good. Lower high, washed out the low, nice sidewards movement in the value zone. Did not get the trigger here, but my trigger on this trade was the negative V1 to the downside with the immediate reversal. So I did buy it here at 64.22, and it has moved up very nicely since then. This orange line here, this is 1 ATR for my entry, so I have gotten past that. So at this point, I will start to initiate some kind of trailing stop, which might be a variety of things. Close below the previous day's low, most likely. Another option would be, see the previous high here? Well, the previous high, we are right there at that previous high right now, right? We went above that previous high. Let's see, the high there is 1694, and we're 64.94. We're basically at 64.93 right now. So I'll have to see how this reacts at the close, and possibly take that off with the rejection of this previous high here. I might take that off, so we'll just see how it goes. But 2 profit targets today, grateful for that. So green day today, not a huge one because of Walmart, but green day nonetheless, so I'm just gonna have to be happy and content with that. Hey, William Green is here. Good to see you, sir. Thank you for coming. Hope you had a nice weekend. Mount Dochi says, I am out of ACRE, round out of my position phasing. Oh, okay. Good to know. I'm going to go over those in just a few minutes. Christopher Hitchens here. Hey, good to see you, Chris. Thank you for coming. Hope you're having a nice evening. Alan's here. Hey, Alan. Good to see you, my friend. Thank you so much for coming. All right. So those are my positions. And let's take a look at your positions. All right. So this was Mount Doji. Mount Doji bought this back here at 45.48, moved up nicely. He just said that he had scaled out of this and ran out of position, so that's a good trade. Congratulations, my friend. So let's see, we'll take that one off of the board then. All right, FedEx, a man solo, very nice trade. Had the higher low V1. See, here's day 1, day 2 washes out day 1. On the day that he bought it, closed above day 1's close. It is a higher low. These are my favorite kind of trades, and it has moved up nicely since then. So far, this looks like it's up about 4.9%. So congratulations, Amon Solo. Excellent trade. So, you know, keep in mind how it reacts around this 200-day if it gets up there. So very nice trade. KMX. I know a few people have KMX. Alan bought KMX back here at 89.37. Immediately went against him, but held the 30 RSI. And today, having a beautiful day up, 2% up. He's in the money. MACD went positive. So great to see that, Alan. Look at Bing He. Bing He, my friend. Took this, we made a higher, we made a high here. We came back into the value zone. We made a lower high. When we make a lower high, we need to wash out that previous low. Then he took this V2 back here on the 9th, bought it at 24.94, excuse me, and right now 25.33, up 1.9%. So great to see that, Bing He. Very happy for you. So let me know how you're managing that trade if you're listening. Bing He also had another good trade here on ACCO. Previous day we closed under the 200. On the day that he bought it, it closed above the 200. He bought it here at 882, giving him a good risk to reward ratio with some valid support underneath, which is the 200. So if he's wrong small. If he's right, he has a chance for a large up move, and this is up 1.13%. So congratulations, Bing He. Proud of you, my friend. Man Solo took another trade back here on the 8th. We closed under the 200-day on the day that we bought it. The day that Man Solo bought it, it closed back over the 200-day, giving him the support of the 200. Underneath, if he was wrong, looks like it was a V2 as well. He bought this at 57.35, and it's moved up nicely. Up a little bit today, not too much, but is definitely up. So congratulations there. Looks like we might be getting close to a MACD crossover as well. And then Dr. Long. So Dr. Long has been scaling into the VIX. He did buy a portion here at 1471. Bought another portion here at 1405. I think that was that day. Currently, right now, the VIX has a double bottom with a bullish divergence. Here's the low. We have the rally. We make a lower low. We had pretty deep red bars here. Now we have just a little red bar. This is a bullish pattern, although it doesn't look like it, but I'm looking for it to go under 30, back over 30. That would be my that would be my trigger into this. So congratulations, you guys. Looks like you're having some really great trades. Very, very proud of everybody. Very happy for everybody. And glad to see this. Wish we could do this every single day, right? All right. So listen, this is the time of the day where I do like to talk a little bit about trader psychology. There's a lot of people out there on Facebook and Twitter that spend a lot of time and energy to put out good trading words of wisdom, good sayings about trading, tips, things like that. And this is Kashal Korea, and he has a great channel. It's at KK_quant. And he posts some really great things. I would suggest that you subscribe to his channel, read his postings. They're always good. They're always helpful. So Mr. Korea says, the only thing to do when a person is wrong, the only thing to do when a person is wrong is to be right by ceasing to be wrong, right? The only thing to do when a person is wrong is to be right by ceasing to be wrong. So if you're wrong, do something right and stop being wrong, right? Cut your losses quickly without hesitation. Don't waste time. When a stock moves below a stop, sell it immediately. And this is from Jesse Livermore. Jesse Livermore is one of the most famous traders, reminiscence of a stock operator. If you've read that book, this is about Jesse Livermore, and he tagged at S. Joseph Burns. This is Steve, so he's sending a message there to Steve. But you know, this is so true. When you're wrong, you know, you can't help but being wrong, especially in trading. It's going to happen. You're going to be wrong, right? But don't be extra wrong by not taking any action. If you're wrong, just get out, right? That's all you can do. At least you're making a positive move towards it. And, you know, cut your losses quickly without hesitation. I know it can be hard to do, but really they're good words of wisdom. Cut your losses without hesitation. Don't waste time. Don't think they're going to come back. Just, you're wrong, acknowledge it, get on with it, sell it, and then just find another setup that's going to go your way. So, anyway, thank you, Mr. Korea. I appreciate that. I hope this is helpful. Okie dokie. All right, if anybody has any other trades or any other comments, or if you have any trades, if you've gotten out, let me know and I can just kind of update the board. All right, well, let's get going down through the stocks and see if we can find something interesting here. Apple. I mean, this has got to be one of the strongest market I've ever seen. This is, you know, it's almost unreal, right? That something could just go up every single day, but it is. I've been saying this whole time, I can't get in Apple. I need a setup. And unfortunately, you know, this is one of those times where it just left me behind. And, you know, 9 times out of 10, 9 years out of 10, this isn't going to happen. But in this particular year, this is happening. So unfortunately, I just have missed out on this big move. But that's how it goes. That's just part of trading. You're not going to get them all. But I need to pull back, you know, pull back into the value zone in between the 1 and the -1 ATR channel, somewhere in here, some kind of dip. Unfortunately, this is just not, there has just not been a dip on here. This thing has just gone up and up and up. You know, this is a great market for trend followers, right? Moving average crossover followers. But keep in mind, right? 9 years out of 10, well, I should say this, the market tends to swing up and down about 80–90% of the time. I think it's 85% of the time. 15% of the time it trends. And this is what we're in, right? We're in a trending market. So as a swing trader in a trending market, swing traders are always going to underperform the market in the years that it does do this. But like I said, majority of the years it does not do this, and you get the swings and then you buy the dips, and then you get the swings and then you buy the dips. But this one has just been a one-way train all the way up. So I just need to pull back into value to get interested. Steve says, look at the Beyond Meat chart. I will. I'm gonna almost there. Just gonna go down through alphabetically. We are almost there because that is a monster to look at. Adobe, same, above the third ATR channel. 80 RSI, just so strong, just can't do anything with it here. Unfortunately for me, might continue to go up. I would bet the odds are that it is going to go up, but again, my filters kept me out of this trade, so I have to wait for a pullback. Amazon's up slightly, but it really is range bound right here. We've had a lot of ups and downs, underperforming the market, certainly. What I am really looking for on Amazon is right down here at the 200-day. See how the 200-day is smack dab in the middle of the value zone? So you theoretically should have some buying support at the 200-day. You theoretically should have some buying support inside the value zone. It dovetails nicely with about halfway of this bar here. So right in here, if we could get it to come down, this is where I would look to buy Amazon with a good risk to reward ratio. Boeing, well, MACD is positive, just nothing really here yet. What I'd really like to see Boeing do is come down, test this previous low, give me a nice double bottom with a bullish divergence. But there's nothing yet to do with it. It's just kind of in purgatory right here. No real signals. Just have to sit back, wait, relax, be patient, and wait for my signal, which would be down here, testing this previous low with a double bottom and a bullish divergence. Berkshire Hathaway, up today, kind of been range bound. I mean, we had this big move up here back in December, but since then, it basically hasn't done anything. It's basically just kind of moved sideways here. We did make a higher high than this previous high. We are in the value zone. If we could dip down a little further, get some sideways movement in a V1, V2, that's where I would be looking to buy Berkshire Hathaway. Look at this, everybody. Unbelievable. Steve took the 520 crossover back here on the 7th of January. Look at this sideways movement. Remember, the more sideways movement you get, the better foundation you have to be able to move up strongly. And this is exactly what happened. Now, when the 520 crossed, it was here at the third ATR channel. So my filters, unfortunately, don't allow me to take this trade. Although obviously I wish I had. The next day I was waiting for it to pull back, test the halfway of this bar here to give me a better risk to reward. I was definitely thinking about buying it if it did, because it would have given me a little better risk to reward, buying at a lower price, giving me a lower risk and giving more upside. But unfortunately, it did not give me what I wanted. And look at this, guys. Unbelievable. Steve, since he bought it, I think he bought it right here somewhere at the close, 36.13% return in 1, 2, 3, 4 days. This is unbelievable. One of the biggest trades I've ever seen. Now, let's talk about position sizing here a little bit. Now, obviously, if you would have bought this with your whole account, you would have made 36%, right? But if you take a 10% position size in this like Steve did, and it's up 36.16%, how much did he make? He made 3.61% on his total account. Now you may think, well, that, compared to 36%, it's not a lot, but it is. It is, 3.61% in 4 days. Right? So this trade right here makes his month. I mean, just let's round it down to 3% so I can do the math. If you made 3% on your total account per year, that's per month, that's 36% per year. So this definitely made his entire month. I'm sure he's very happy with that. And Marco, and who else had it? Marco had it. Oh, and JT got out today. But look at this trade. Unbelievable. Congratulations, you guys. Really, congratulations. This is fantastic. So the question here, though, is, how do you protect this profit? How do you lock in this profit? Well, We're way above the 70 RSI. So, we have the 100-day moving average to the downside, although it's rallied up above this as well. So, anyway, just make sure you have some kind of plan in there to not give all that back. But congratulations, you guys. That's a fantastic trade. All right, Caterpillar. Well, Caterpillar's not doing that much. We were above the 1 ATR channel. We have come back into the value zone. We had a lower high. If we had a lower high, I like to wash out that previous low. Looks like let's see, here's the low here, 145.51, and today we had 145.55. So it hasn't quite washed this out, but if it could move sidewards a bit, wash out that low, I would be definitely interested in buying this dip, but nothing yet on Caterpillar. Oh, let's look at Roku. Oh, I have some lines here on this. Not bad. I mean, we have two things going here. We have a nice V1. Here's day one. Here's day two. Day two washes out day one, close above day one's close. We've also tested this previous low back here. See how we washed it out there? And we also washed out the -1 ATR channel. So this looks good. It looks really good. Let's look at the weekly. Ooh, weekly's right in the value zone, moving sideways. Let's look at the monthly. Monthly's in an uptrend. Weekly is in the value zone. I like that. And here we have a nice V1 back up into the value zone, and we tested this previous low. I like it. I like it. If it were me, I would use a close below halfway of this bar here. So if you end up taking that, Gamer Squad, please let me know, okay? All right. Dow Jones Industrial. Well, we're at 63.29. It's been the weakest index. We've had a false breakout to the upside. We broke out of this previous high right up here. We broke out. We've come back in. Oh, now we're back up. Really nothing here for me on the Dow Jones. I need to pull back into the value zone to get interested. Hey, Lolly, good to see you, my friend. Thank you so much for coming by. I hope you had a nice weekend, and I think you mentioned that you were doing the overnight SPY trade. So it looks like you had a good overnight SPY trade today, from Friday to today. So congratulations. Was that your first winning trade? I think maybe, I'm not sure. Steve says perfect explanation of my Beyond Meat trade. Oh, thanks, Steve. Appreciate that, my friend. Walt Disney. So Walt Disney is definitely lagging. You know, it had this huge move up back here when Disney Plus came out. Everybody got excited, but it's just kind of dripped downwards, 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 downwards underneath the 50-day moving average. I'll tell you what though, tomorrow, see how today washed out yesterday's low. If tomorrow we could get a V2 and a close back over the 50-day moving average and back into the value zone, I would be very interested in taking that trade if that happens. So we'll see what happens. Nothing yet. Okay, Etsy. So Steve bought Etsy back here on the 3rd of January when we had the 1050 SMA crossover. This is a good back-tested approach to trading Etsy. Moved sideways, went up. I took this trade also. Moved sideways, went up, and reversed back down. I got out because of the price action. The V1 to the downside rejected this previous high. But listen, sometimes that's how it goes. Sometimes when you trade off of price action, it might go all the way down and you look like a genius. Other times you trade off the price action like this, or red flags, I should say, and you're wrong, and it just continues to motor up, and that's what happened here today. So fantastic trade, Steve. I imagine Steve keeping a close eye on the 70 RSI to see if we can reject that, but fantastic trade, my friend. Really great trade. Okay. All right, so Facebook, well, Facebook is just kicking butt here, isn't it? Just going up, up, up. We're 76.51 RSI. Facebook, I would need to pull back into the value zone before I could get interested. Again, this is a trend traders type of move right here, and it doesn't really allow a swing trader to get in. So if any of you have Facebook, congratulations, that's going up like a champion. Gold. Well, gold's down a little today. Not surprising. Had this big run up here. I would be waiting for gold to go back into the value zone right in here, or have a 520 EMA cross under and then back over. We took this exact same trade back here on the 13th of February when the 5 crossed over the 20, moved sideways, didn't do much for about a week, and then just we had a nice big up move here. I ran out of shares here, so that was a great trade. So nothing on gold today. Google, really strong. 76.68 RSI. Need to pull back into the value zone before I can get interested in Google. Goldman Sachs, very strong here. 76.47 RSI. Again, just trending. Need to pull back. We do have earnings coming up here for a lot of stocks in the next. Oh, this is in 2 days. So this should be interesting to see how the market reacts with earnings here after this big run up, but nothing on Goldman Sachs. Home Depot had this pull back into the value zone, but did not have a V1 or a V2. Now we're up here, come down a little bit, looking for a dip here into the value zone, sideways movement, V1, V2, or bounce off the 200 would give a very good risk to reward ratio. IBB, nothing there. We did have a 520 cross here a couple days ago. I did not take it because I didn't like this V formation, right? So even though we did have a crossover, I still have to look and see what's going on with the price to see if I want to take it. And in the context, I don't like V bottoms because often they fail like they did here. So this might be setting up for a higher low V1 or V2. So Intel, well, we were above the 1 ATR channel. We came back into the value zone. We did move sideways for a couple days. Here is another one of these green triangles, guys. See the V1 to the downside? Here's day 1, day 2 washes out day 1's high and closes below. This is a bearish signal, but then it's followed up immediately by today taking out 2 days ago high. So it's a bearish signal immediately reversed with a positive signal. This is a little too high in the value zone in order for me to buy this, so I'm going to pass on this, and I don't like this big bar to the downside. I don't like this at all, but so nothing here. Russell 2000, well, we were above the value zone, we came into the value zone, we make a lower high, washed out the previous low, but here we again have made a lower high. So I would need to wash out this previous low. This is a it's a V1 to the upside, but again, when I have a lower high, I have to wash out that previous low for me to get interested. Okay, Johnson & Johnson. Well, we did have this nice V1 back into the value zone. I didn't take this trade because I only had 1 day as a sideways movement. Up a little bit from there, but nothing really for me to be interested in today. CarMax, we talked about that. Let's see, who was that? That was Alan. Alan bought that back here over the 5-day. Went against him initially, but glad to see that's in the profit. Steve had a really nice trade on this as well when it rejected the third ATR channel on his chart, a little different on my charts. But just goes to show you, it doesn't matter, you know, if your charts are a little bit different than mine, it's fine. Just take your buy and sell signals based upon what your indicators are saying, because sometimes different platforms have slightly different readings. But this has been a beautiful trade here, and I'm glad to see Alan in the profit on that. MACD turned positive today as well, so might want to take a look and see how we react around the 50 RSI. Coca-Cola, man, big strong. Did come back into the value zone. That's what I was looking for, but I didn't quite get my signal, unfortunately, and took off without me. But big strong day here on Coca-Cola, but nothing I can do with Coca-Cola at the moment. Being He says, please help me look at TSE. TSE. All right. Did we test the 30 today? Yeah, we did. So we went under 30, over 30 on TSE. That is a decent signal. We are close here to the negative third ATR channel. Remember, 90% of prices tend to catch support down here. Let's take a look at the monthly. Monthly is definitely in a downtrend. Weekly is in a downtrend. We lost the -1 ATR channel on the weekly. We do have a double bottom with a big bullish divergence. See this previous low? Then we had the rally into green. Now we've come down, made a lower low. MACD is very deep here, not so deep here. This is showing that it is a this move down here is lacking the momentum that this move had. I do want to point out though, when you have double bottoms with bullish divergences, the best results are when the double bottom and the bullish divergence came within 30 days of each other. And this one is more than 30 days in the past. So I don't give as much credence to this double bottom with this bullish divergence because it was so long ago. I'm not, you know, the monthly and the weekly charts, nothing really jumps out at me, to be honest with you. But yes, you could certainly take this. It gives you a good risk to reward. If you have a close under the 30 RSI, you would go ahead and just get out. Oh, LBTYK. LBTYK. Liberty Global. Well, it doesn't look like we were under 30, over 30. We do have a V2. We did reject the negative third ATR channel. Day one's bar is pretty large here. It's pretty good. Let's look at the weekly. Weekly. Okay, see, this is different, right? So here's a low. We're getting close to a low here. We also have a bullish divergence. This was within 30 days, so that's better. So that's on the month. On the weekly, you know, honestly, I don't think I like this. I mean, with this huge move down, so much selling with so much volume here on this day down here. I'm not saying that it can't rally anymore, but I like some of the other ones that we looked at earlier, being He, a little better, to be honest with you. You know, if I did take this today, I would probably halfway of this bar, but just a lot of huge down movement, and you're going to have to rely on a V pattern to, you know, get you in the money. We're well off the high. I don't know. Honestly, I don't think I'm that much of a fan of this particular setup. But let me know what you end up doing, Bing He. Now Doji says, I'd love to hear your thoughts on JPGS. JBGS. Yeah, I like it. I mean, we have tested under the 200-day many times. Today we had a nice V2, strong V2, and we moved up above all these moving averages. So yeah, over 50 RSI, all above all the major moving averages. I do like that one. Okay, WOOD. Okay. Yeah, this is good. I mean, we're above the 1 ATR channel. We came back into the value zone. We have moved sideways here. We do have a nice V2 here with sideways movement, 5636 RSI. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Let's look at the monthly. It's a little high. It's a little high. Excuse me, on the weekly. It's a little high, I would say. We're at the second ATR channel on the weekly, which is pretty strong on the weekly. Me personally, I would probably not take this based upon the weekly, how high we are in the ATR channels on the weekly. But you know, it is sideways movement with the decent V2 and above all the moving averages, so not too bad. Hey Frank, good to see you. Frank, oh, we have a poem. Don't trade like a superhero. Quick as the flash, you can burn all your cash. So keep an eye on the tape, sit on your cape. You can't win 100% of the time, and being Clark Kent can be just fine. Wow, good stuff, bud. Good stuff. Man, Frank is so good at these. All right, so I'm going to copy that, share that. I hope that's okay, Frank. Let's see. All right, so we've got that saved. That's fantastic. Don't trade like a superhero. Quick as the flash, you can burn all your cash. So keep an eye on the tape and keep your eye on the tape, sit on your cape. You can't win 100% of the time, and being Clark Kent can be just fine. That's great, man. Being Clark Kent can be just fine. Yes, sir. All right. Lockheed Martin still very strong up there, 72.79 RSI. Need to pull back into the value zone. MasterCard, very strong, way outside the third ATR channel. Need to pull back into value for me to get interested there. Mickey D's had this big strong day up. Nice going, JT. JT got out, I think, right about the right time. He had a great, I think he bought down here into the support, or into the sideways movement, and sold into the expansion, which is great. I'd like to see it come back down, test that 200-day moving average, see how it reacts around there. Merck. Well, Merck has not been as strong as the rest of the market. We closed below the 1 ATR channel. We've come back into the ATR channel, or into the value zone. We've had a down day Friday. We had a down day yesterday, or today. If we could get a higher low V1, V2 tomorrow in Merck, I would definitely be interested in taking that. All right, Microsoft. Underneath the third ATR channel, nothing I can do with Microsoft here. Looking for a pullback into the value zone. Netflix, pretty strong here for sure. Nothing really I can do here. I'd like to see it come back down, move sideways, give me a V1 or a V2 right around here, the 200-day moving average. Nike, Up today, V2 today. Here's day 1, day 2, day 3. Day 2 washes out day 1, day 3 closes above day 1. It is a V2 with sideways movement, but unfortunately is triggering above 3/4 of the 1 to the -1 ATR. So right about here is the maximum that I'm going to take on that kind of trade. And this is above, so nothing I can do with that, unfortunately. Philip Morris. Big move up here. Just looking for a pullback into the value zone and some sideways movement. Yep. Okay, PayPal. Now, who had PayPal? Oh, it was Glenn. Nice going, Glenn. Very, very nice. Look at that, 71.13 RSI. It's moved nicely. It held above that 200-day and just held. So very, very, very nice trade. Q's made a new high today. Here's the green triangle. Here we had high. Friday we were higher, closed lower. Today went above the first day's high. So we had something bearish immediately followed by something bullish, but obviously I can't buy up here in the 77 range. I need to pull back into the value zone. Silver, well, we had a big strong move on silver. It's still under the 520 cross. I would need to pull back into the value zone here, look for sideways movement, V1, V2, or a 5 crossing under the 20 and then back over. I took that trade back here on the 19th of December, 5 EMA crossing over the 20 EMA, and it went straight up for us. I ran out of shares right here. So it moved higher than that. But, you know, now when I look at it, you know, I'm still at the exact same price, got out the same price that I sold it back here without having to be in it for another 10 or 12 days. S&P 500 had the nice overnight SPY trade right up here against the third ATR channel. So I will be buying SPY again at the end of the day here and selling it first thing tomorrow morning. TLT is just kind of a hot mess here, up and down and up and down. Really nothing here on TLT. Tesla, holy smokes, everybody! How would you like to be short that with a 10% up move today? My gosh, those poor shorts are just getting creamed. Just getting creamed. I mean, yeah. Any of you have Tesla? Congratulations. Love to see that up almost 10% today. All right, Twitter. So Twitter made a new high here, looking for a pullback to buy that. United Health Group. Ooh, I'm not used to seeing anything go down. Look at this, everybody. Take a look here. That is a big bar. Bigger than 1 ATR, right? Showing a lot of movement. If a bar is larger than 1 ATR, it means there's an extraordinary amount of selling that went into that bar. So that's something to be careful of. So nothing here on UNH. Oil, well, we've been down, 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 down. I'd like to see how oil reacts around the 200-day. I might be able to take a trade here, give a good risk to reward ratio there. VIX just continuing to go down 2.48% today. We're at 31.46 RSI with this double bottom bullish divergence. So I would be looking for an under 30, over 30 as my trigger. Verizon hanging around here at the 100-day moving average, but not doing much. Walmart, well, at least we turn that from a 10-yard loss into about a 7-yard loss. So I will be getting out of this today as long as it closes under Friday's low. Energy just kind of moving sideways here, nothing there. Financial sector, not much there. Real estate, my gosh, look at real estate, everybody. Taking off super, super strong. All right, then we have our utilities that we bought a couple days ago. 2 profit targets here. Did get above my 1 ATR, so that does, I am going to start trailing this at this point. And healthcare is down today. Did have that double top and failed there, and it's come back down. So we're back in the value zone. If I get a sideways movement here, I would buy it. But I don't see anything here today. I don't see anything here today for me. So unfortunately, in this kind of market, I'm not going to be able to participate a lot if I didn't have a previous trade, but that's how it goes. Steve says, you're killing it with these poems, Frank. Thanks for sharing. He is killing it with those poems. Tesla price is going to get to the moon before SpaceX rockets do. That's great. That is great. Wow, this is unbelievable, everybody. Look at this on Tesla. Okay, so Frank being he took TSE at 33.85. All right, already in the money. So we have got Bing He down here. Love to see those trades going up for you, Bing He. Really happy to see that for you today, my friend. Decided to let go LBTYK. All right, so that's Bing He. Aman Solo's doing great in FedEx. Alan and Steve doing great in KMX. Bing He doing fantastic in IRDM. Bing He doing well in ACCO. Man Solo up a little. I mean, he's up on the trade, just up a little today. All right. So S&P 500. Of course, I'm going to buy this at the end of the day. Walmart, gonna have to sell my Walmart here, and then XLU's doing fine. Nothing to do here, but it has pulled off from the top there. All right, so we have about 3 minutes. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of Walmart right now. And buying the SPY. That's about it. So not much to do for me here. Let's see where Beyond Meat is closing here. Almost up 20%. Unbelievable. Congratulations, you guys, man. That's great. That is really great. What about Etsy? Oh, only 3.95%. Well, anything compared to a 20%er is tough, or doesn't seem like a lot, but that's still a huge trade. That's a huge trade. Look at this thing go. All right, we've got 1 minute. Make sure everything looks right. XLU is all I have, then buying the SPY overnight. All right. SPY at 327.95. All right, so let's see. 327.95. There we go. That is the new mark for tomorrow. And we have Bing He take his trade. All right. Anybody else have any other trades today they want me to put up on the board? Oh, and then Walmart's gone. Walmart was quite rude, I must say, for not participating in this at all today. All right, so that's what we got. We got the SPY overnight here, 327.95, and XLU. So that's pretty light, pretty light. Rommel, hey, how you doing, Rommel? Rommel Siddiqui? Rommel Siddiqui? Greg, you have good strategy on move and solid rule for time to stay on trade. Wonder, why choose stock over options? You know, it's a good question. I've just been a stock trader most of my life, mainly. I do sell puts on options occasionally when the market has the right setup for it, where I sell some premium. But I know people that trade just like I do, but they use options instead of stocks. Yep, they use options instead of stocks. Probably the main reason for me is the time decay, Rommel. But thank you for that. I appreciate it. Oh, Gamer Squad took Roku. Okay. Let's get that on the board. ROKU. At 133.90. 133.90. So Gamer Squad's on the board. Very nice. All right. Well, what's the final tally for today? So the Dow Jones up 82, NASDAQ up 95, and the S&P up 22.72. All right. Well, if you have any other questions, guys, please, and girls, please just type them in the chat. I'm happy to get to them. Before I do, I just want to quickly say that I do offer private one-on-one coaching and mentoring lessons in the evening time via Skype. I love to teach. I've had good success with my clients, great success with my clients, I should say. I do have a course. It's 5 sessions. Each session is between 2 and 3 hours, and it's live, just you and I. I teach you everything that I've learned over the last 24 years as a full-time trader. Teach you everything I've learned from all my coaches and mentors over the year, and then everything I've developed on my own over the years. So, you know, if you've been thinking about it, this is a good time of the year. It's the beginning of the year. You know, the classes are pretty intense. We do a lot of work. I teach generally the first part of the class. The second part of the class, I ask a lot of questions, see if you were paying attention, and have you teach it back to me. We do a lot of chart study. I have you break down the charts. What's good here? What's bad here? What's the risk to reward? What's our next trade? We talk about money management, obviously position sizing, psychology, and you know, what I really try to do is develop a plan for you, so you have something to go by, no matter what the market's doing, whether it's up, down, sideways, so forth and so on. So if you're interested, please let me know. You can contact me on Twitter. You can send me a message on Twitter, or you can send me an email. Email's in the description of this video. But you know, if you're thinking about taking the class, what I like to do is I like to have a free Skype call with a potential student. About half hour, somewhere between a half hour and an hour. Just like to talk to you, get an idea of how you got into trading, what your challenges have been, what your goals are, and And then of course you can interview me as well. But after the call, if we feel like a good fit for each other, then we can schedule the lessons. But again, there's no obligation whatsoever for the free Skype call. I promise you, not at all. So, but if you're interested, just reach out to me and we could schedule the free Skype call. And but I think you will enjoy the classes. I think for the money, it is $1,000, but I think for what you get for that $1,000, I think it's a great value. So if you're interested, just reach out to me. And then if you like today's podcast or live stream, I really would appreciate if you could hit the thumbs up button. Helps grow the channel, helps get the word out to more people. And I think if they came to this channel, especially beginning traders and traders that are having issues, if they came to this channel on a regular basis, I really think it would help improve their trading. So if you could be so kind, hit the thumbs up button, I would really appreciate it. All right. Take a look here. Can you hear me? Yes, I can. What about someone that knows zero about trading? Well, do you mean as far as my lessons, or are you talking about just in general, if you know nothing about trading? I guess what I could do, can you hear me? In a strange way, if you know nothing about trading, in a strange way, you have a big advantage over a lot of people. It's just like people in golf. If people go out and golf for 20, 30 years, like they're decent, but they're kind of hacks, and they go to a pro and they want the pro to help them, get their game together, that pro is going to have a difficult time breaking that golfer of all the habits. If you take a person that goes in that's never golfed before, then that pro is going to be able to teach them the right way right from the get-go. And that's, in regards to trading, if you know nothing about trading, it's actually a big advantage because you don't have any problems or bad habits that you have to break. If I had to give a suggestion to someone that didn't know anything about trading, what I would do first, let me see if I can find this for you. Let's see over here. And I'll close that off. So if I didn't know anything about trading, the first thing that I would do, can you hear me, is I would read this book, and it's in the description of of all my videos, Moving Averages 101, Incredible Signals That Will Make You Money in the Stock Market by our friend Stephen Burns. This is the first book I would read right here. It's an inexpensive book. I would definitely read this book. It's simple but powerful. And then I would also, here's a list of 4 different videos that I have on my YouTube channel. They're free, and I would watch these videos. So I would watch each segment of these videos. They're free, and then I would buy Steve's book, Moving Averages 101, Incredible Signals That Make You Money in the Stock Market by Steve Burns. That is what I would suggest. On the other hand, another option would, of course, be to take lessons with me. But outside of that, I would suggest this book and listening or watching these 4 videos that I have in the description of each of all my videos. So those are my suggestions. And watch this channel. Watch this channel on a regular basis as well. He said, I already maxed out my positions. I should not take any more positions. I should not forget this rule. Absolutely, Bing He. When when you start doing well, people start not thinking about that as much, right? So 100%, if you've maxed out your positions being he, don't take any more positions, right? Remember, we always have to manage risk first. Can you hear me? Says, in general, what's the best approach? Book reading and then a guru like yourself. Well, I wouldn't call myself a guru, but a teacher, yes, for sure. But yes, I would read the book that I just suggested to you. And, after that, after maybe you've read the book, watched the videos, if you'd like to become a student of mine, then sure, of course, that's going to help to have a one-on-one approach. Lolly says, I highly recommend Greg for his coaching. Very patient and knowledge rich. Aw, thank you, Lolly. Appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Yeah, so not many positions here for old Greg at all, right? But, I always talk about you're going to have regret if you follow your rules, or you're going to have regret if you break your rules. And right at the moment, I'm having a bit of regret by following my rules, right? But it's okay. I'm following my rules. In the long run, following your rules is what makes you successful in this game. But there's different phases to the market. Sometimes the market just takes off, goes parabolic. You can't get in, and you just have to sit there and be patient and wait for your setup. So it's a good live example to you, to everyone out there, that I'm following my rules, even though the market is leaving me behind. But it'll come back. All right. But congratulations, everybody, on your great trades. Really glad to see, everyone that's here have these wonderful trades. Congratulations to Steve on Beyond Meat. Did it get to 20%? Not quite. 19, but I would take it for sure. So congratulations to Steve. Congratulations to everyone. And if you have any more questions out here, please let me know. All right. Well, so Lolly, thank you for coming by. It's nice to see you. Can you hear me? Thank you for coming by. Appreciate it. Hope you have a good rest of your day. And I would start reading that book that I recommended, the Moving Averages 101. I really would. Bing He, glad that you noticed that you were getting maxed out on your positions. So yes, follow the rule, right? And don't over leverage yourself. Gamer Squad, good to see you. Let's hope Roku goes up. I'll be rooting you on. Rommel, thank you. Appreciate you coming by. Hope you have a good day. Steve Burns, thank you, my friend, and congratulations on a blowout day today. Really just fantastic. Frank, thank you, buddy. Good seeing you. Appreciate the great poem. I'm going to post that a little bit later. Mount Doji, good seeing you. Glad you had a good trip to Costa Rica. I would like to go there one day. Alan Bailey, good to see you. Glad to see those positions moving your way. Christopher Hitchin, nice to see you, sir. Appreciate you coming. William Green, thank you. Appreciate you coming, William. Marco, fantastic trade on Beyond Meat. Really glad to hear that you were in there. Hope you have a good rest of your evening. Glenn, good to see you. Happy your PayPal's up. Thank you so much for coming by. JT, good to see you. Great trade on Beyond Meat. Shelton Johnson, thank you for coming by. Really appreciate it. So I think that's it. So if you have any other questions, please let me know. Just type them in the chat. Do my best to answer. And two things to remember before, if you're going to get out of here. One, make sure you go out and do something nice for somebody today. Just a smile or a wave or hold the door open or just be pleasant. you know, we need a lot more in this world, and if you do one little thing, it might really help somebody's day going forward. And two, if you are on the way out of here and you haven't hit the thumbs up button and you did like today's podcast, I would appreciate if you could hit the thumbs up button as well. All right, everybody. Well, that looks like it's it. Appreciate you coming. Have a good rest of your day. And hopefully see you tomorrow during the last hour of the market. Take care now. Bye-bye.
U.S. government required disclaimer. Stock, options, futures, and forex trading is not appropriate for everyone. While there is a potential for large rewards, there is also a substantial risk of loss associated with trading. The material in this video or live broadcast is not geared towards any particular individual or to any particular financial situation and is not intended to meet the particular investment objectives of any viewer. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Any and all information contained in, implied, or referenced by this video or live broadcast is not to be construed as investment advice, and no representation is made that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast is an investment or financial advisor or is registered or authorized to give any financial advice. We are publishers and educators only. Therefore, the various producers of this video or live broadcast will not accept liability for any loss or damage of any kind which may arise either directly or indirectly out of the use of any of this material, including any loss of profit. No representation is made that any account or investment will or is likely to achieve the profit or losses demonstrated. We recommend consultation with a licensed and qualified professional before making any investment decision. This video or live broadcast is not to be construed as an offer to buy or sell any security, financial instrument, or financial product of any kind. Notice is hereby given that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast or their clients may have an interest in any security, financial instrument, or financial product mentioned or referenced. Any simulated or hypothetical performance result depicted does not represent actual trading and therefore may under or overcompensate for the impact of various market factors such as lack of liquidity. Thank you.